Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here together this morning and wonderful to see you coming in on this first day of the new week on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's very meaningful to be here together and to wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week. And I hope that this is a good week and that it's a week that brings good news. So as you're quite literally streaming in, please do go ahead and drop a word of greeting to others, to me, so that we can really make the most of this day. And good morning, Annette and Sam and Fern and Lance and each of you and all of you as we say together, Boker Tov. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and I'm pleased to be here with you this morning as we allow the words of our tradition to help us start the new week together. So please join me in these words, which in their most literal formulation, really do just express our sense of gratitude for the physical structure of our bodies, that all of the different fluids and signals and all of the things that need to move about in our body so that we might move about in the world continue to function. Please join me in Hebrew and English. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, uvorah bo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisei kvodecha, שאם ייפתח אחד מהם, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's continue praying for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And now let's recommit ourselves to this new week to have it be a week of learning Torah, learning Jewish teachings, whether they are ancient and traditional ones or new and modern takes on our tradition. All of it is Torah, and our commitment to interacting with it, to sharing not just our thoughts and answers, but our questions and doubts. It's that really is the source of life for Etz Chaim, for this tree of life of our people. Please join me in this blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Va'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers, ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness, ashkamat bet midrash shacharit v'arovit, to attend the house of study morning and evening, v'achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger, uvikur cholim, to visit the sick, v'achnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms, Ulvayat Hamed, to keep faith with the dead, Viyun Tfilah, to pray with sincerity, Vahava'at Shalom Ben Adam Lechavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Let's make sure that we start our week off with gratitude. Let's join together in the Hebrew and English of Baruch She'amar, and then we will recite Psalm 100. Our psalm, it's called Mizmor LeTodah, a song of thanks, a song of gratitude. That some traditions hold was recited in the temple in ancient times when offerings of thanksgiving were offered. But it's really about, I think, helping us see our larger world and be ready to offer thanks and truly to offer it wholeheartedly. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers, that we might be redeemed. And so let's continue with Mizmor LeTodah, Ha'ariyo l'Adonai kol ha'aretz. Let all the earth sing to the eternal, find joy in service of the sacred. May every word lead to an encounter with the divine presence. May we sense the Holy One within us and in all creation, discover sacred purpose in every moment. The eternal is our infinitely capable creator. God forms our purpose and potential. Enter the gates with gratitude. Bring praise and thanks and bless the divine name. The divine love of the eternal allows us to find good in everything and strengthens the faith of each generation. I hope that our generation can find strength, for faith doesn't mean blind faith. It means a connection to the divine. It means an openness to goodness and blessing, to possibility, which means an openness to disappointment as well. Because sometimes I think we think we're protecting ourselves by limiting our expectations. When I think sometimes that cure is more difficult than the problem it's intended to address, which is that the good things in life, the amazing possibilities of a world that can be one in connection to a God who is one, that we'd rather not be disappointed. But I think disappointment itself is a sign of hope. Please join me in this affirmation, always a good way to start the week. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavecha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Well, as we enter the new week, I hope that we do so with possibility, with an awareness that sometimes a moment of challenge can be a moment of possibility. Was really grateful on this past Shabbat morning when, in a moment's notice, with support of choir director and amazing committed person Ross Ingalls, our choir came in at the last moment because Cantor Osborne was a bit under the weather. And it just made it such a lovely Shabbat, so accessible and meaningful and filled with music. And this prayer, the Havdalah prayer, challenges us to see the world through distinctions, to really challenge when we see something and we say that's a problem, and to use our incredible thoughtful processes that the divine one that God has given us, and to say, well, I don't know, is this also a possibility? It doesn't have to be the one or the other, but we can use our ability lehavdil, to distinguish, to look at different elements of the same experience, to say, what about this is difficult, and what about this is takes away, and in what way can we respond to this and add? It's not true that we can do that with every aspect of our life. We have to use our powers to distinguish between those challenges, those difficulties that must be responded to in a hard and harsh way, and those where we can find new directions within them. And in the world in which we live now, I think that's a crucial skill, and that there are times when a hard and harsh response is necessary, but maybe not as often as we sometimes turn to them. So, in looking at our day and looking at the week ahead or the week that's gone, and looking at our individual lives or the life of our family or our people, let's commit to bringing that power to distinguish and to understand and to find peace. Let's make that the beginning for our week. Please join me in Hebrew and English. אתה חוננתנו למדע תורתך, ותלמדנו לעשות חוקי רצונך, ותבדל אדוני אלוהינו בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, החל עלינו הימים הבאים לקראתנו לשלום, מנוקים מכל עוון ומדובקים ביראתך, ברוך חונן הדעת. You have graciously given us the chance to know your Torah and taught us to observe your laws. Eternal our God, you have allowed us to see the distinctions between holy and ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and other nations, and between the seventh day and the 6 days of work. Eternal my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may the days to come bring peace, free of wrongdoing, and filled with reverence. Blessed is the generous source of intelligence. And why don't we go back at this time and just take a moment as we begin our new week and say a prayer against the hatred in our world and the hatred that we might allow to grow within ourselves. Let's just share these words, these ancient words attributed to Rabbi Eliezer, found in the Talmud of the land of Israel, which makes them at least 1,500 years old. And let's just offer the Hebrew and the English and take a moment with them. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, שלא תעלה שנאתנו על לבדם, ולא שנאת אדם על ליבנו. Make sure you can see them too. ותהי תורתך מלאכתנו כל ימי חיינו, ויהיו דברינו תחנונים לפניך. Eternal my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may it be your will that hatred of our people not touch a single heart, and that no hatred be found in ours. May times of Torah fill our lives. and may our words of prayer in your presence be heartfelt. Let's now continue as we head into the new week with our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF, in hopes that the war can come to an end very soon. It would also be one of our hopes, not only because we wish the end of the war, because that would mean that the hostages are being released as well, something that some say is close. We just really want to see an end to this cruelty clearly initiated by terrorist Hamas and their allies, and hope that this week can be a week of good signs, and that the powerful and terrible sacrifices that are demanded of those who wear the uniform might, though necessary though they are, might bring about a better time. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, אמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי לגוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who defend our people. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. And we turn now in that spirit to our prayer for healing and strength, for all those names that have been given to me and given to Temple, for all those names being placed in the chat in this service as well as in other services, and for those who are in any way ill or injured or isolated, whether isolated by age or terribly, we at this time think of the hostages who the world still allows to languish in captivity in this ongoing crime against humanity each and every day. For them, for all those in need, for those especially in our hearts at this moment, we turn for each of them and all of them to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and together we say, Amen. Well, it's been very meaningful to start the week with you, to make this a time to connect and to reflect. And now it is a time that we remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. During the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Norman Zeitz, Vera Bargroff, Bill Gleberzon, Joyce Appleby, Betty Senders, David Sina, Barbara Freeman, Victor Marks, Jake Hussman. And we also remember those victims of the attack in New Orleans on New Year's. And we also hold in our hearts those victims of the terrible fires ravaging Los Angeles. We also remember all victims of terror and war, including terror victims Rabbi Avi Goldberg, Itai Svilsky, Ludmila Lipovsky, Rachel Cohen, Yoshua Aron Tuvia Simcha. And the following active duty IDF soldiers, sadly, a list longer than it was before Shabbat, with names announced. We honor the life and memory and stand with the families of Etan Israel Shiknazi, Eli Gabriel Atedgi, Omer Maxim Nutra, Amit Levi, Moshiko Maxim Rosenwald, Dvir Zion Revach, Hod Schriebman, Uriel Peretz, Yahav Mayan, Eliav Astuker, Hillel Diner, Alexander Anosov, Alexander Fedorenko, Ido Samiach, Elad Yaakov, Nathaniel Pesach, Yuval Shoam, Zamir Bok, and Danila Diakov. And on yahrzeit, on this 12th day of the month of Tevet, the 12th of January, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on yahrzeit of Toby Seifitz, Sarah Goldstein, Edie Goodis, Samuel Goodman, Michael Jacobs, Norman Kalin, Harry Rosen, Kate Simmons Brooks, Rosa Sokolovsky, Natalie Spiegel, Adele Sugarman. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, be'alma divra cheruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, b'agala ubizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehe shmeh rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemeh kudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imur, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imur, amen. Oseh shalom b'momav, hu yaseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imur, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, amen. Well, it's been very meaningful to start the week with you. Boker Tov. I appreciate that each of you is here and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow being a Torah day, we'll begin our looking at the early bits of the book of Shmot, the book of Exodus. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make today an excellent day. Boker Tov.